Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Deala T. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button, family. Subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode. And sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat. Get you something to drink. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title. Epstein files is out. Trump name is on them. Let's get into this here.
Folks, we have some major breaking news. Deposition video of Jeffrey Epstein has just resurfaced online. And in this clip, back in 2010, he was asked if he and Donald Trump have ever hung out together with underage women, and he refused to answer the question. This video has just popped up online, courtesy of the Midas Touch group, which are doing such fantastic work. I really need you to see this right now. Before I dive into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel.
Hold on, fam. Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Deala T. And this is No Filters. Hit that like button. Subscribe, family. About to cook them. You see it right now as I'm seeing it. We've been going over this for weeks, fam. The world has been going over it. Epstein files out. Trump name is on the Epstein files. What I tell you? Huh? No, I don't want to hear it now. What I tell you? Let's go.
Let me know what you think about all of this. And this explosive footage of Jeffrey Epstein in this deposition is coming at an awful time for Donald Trump, because we just learned earlier today from the Wall Street Journal, with exclusive reporting of their own, that the DOJ under Donald Trump told him in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. This reporting is explosive. This follows their earlier reporting that, you know, Donald Trump.
Francie Knowledge, what's up with you, fam? I appreciate you coming in. It's love. Get comfortable.
Gross lines in it, such as we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. That's something that Donald Trump wrote to Epstein. This article reads, when Justice Department officials reviewed what Attorney General Pam Bondi called a truckload of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein earlier this year, they discovered that Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times. In May, Bondi and her deputy informed the president at a meeting in the White House that his name was in the Epstein files, the officials said. Many other high-profile...
Don't do that. Don't have that face. Don't look like that. You heard it to the grapevine, and you're hearing it right here all the way up and down. Let's bring it back for the people in the back that ain't been listening or taking heed.
Folks, we have some major breaking news. Deposition video of Jeffrey Epstein has just resurfaced online. And in this clip, back in 2010, he was asked if he and Donald Trump have ever hung out together with underage women, and he refused to answer the question.
Wow.
This video has just popped up online, courtesy of the Midas Touch group, which are doing such fantastic work. I really need you to see this right now. Before I dive into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about all of this. And this
Nene Love Savvy TV in the building. What's up with you?
Deposition is coming at an awful time for Donald Trump, because we just learned earlier today from the Wall Street Journal, with exclusive reporting of their own, that the DOJ under Donald Trump told him in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. This reporting is explosive. This follows their earlier reporting that, you know, Donald Trump sent a birthday card to Epstein in 2003, which included some very gross lines in it, such as we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. That's something that Donald Trump wrote to Epstein. This article reads, when Justice Department officials reviewed what Attorney General Pam Bondi called a truckload of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein earlier this year, they discovered that Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times. In May, Bondi and her deputy informed the president at a meeting in the White House that his name was in the Epstein files, the officials said. Many other high-profile figures were also named, Trump was told, and of course being mentioned in the records isn't automatically a sign of wrongdoing, but with Donald Trump, their relationship was far deeper than your average wealthy person who might have come into contact with Epstein on one random night back in Florida, wherever it is. The officials said it was a routine briefing that covered a number of topics and that Trump's appearance in the documents wasn't the focus. And FBI Director Kash Patel is also to have reportedly told people close to him that, yes, Donald Trump does appear in the files multiple times. That reporting just came out today, but also this deposition video that we're just getting now of Jeffrey Epstein is making sense, because when you look at other unearthed video of Jeffrey Epstein talking about Donald Trump, it all connects together. Like, for example, here is some resurfaced video that just got more publicized recently than ever before of Jeffrey Epstein talking very intimately about his friendship with Donald Trump. So take a look at that footage.
Listen!
And we're going to look at the deposition video.
So how do you know this?
That was supposed to straight. So you probably know he had a scalp reduction. He used to have the same male pattern that we all have. He had his scalp moved from stuff. And he'd say, Michael, come on, let's go to the office. And he said, tell me, what's it like now? He said, you know, you like having sex with your wife? How often do you think? He said, it's great. Seriously, Michael, how often do you have sex with you? I mean, don't you want to try? You and I can go upstairs or tomorrow, come over. There's this girl's coming in from Los Angeles, part of the Hawaiian tropic kind of. So come over with your car.
$1,200
What?
for the same medication I can get for $114?
Oh, we're gonna bring that back for the people in the back. You better hit that like button, subscribe right now.
It's just me and you. You're gonna have a great.
You better hit that like button, subscribe right now, fam. We about to cook on. You better put your ears on, get your drink. No, we gonna wait on you. No, we gonna wait on you. Get your drink, get your food. I'll wait. See how fam be, cause it's fam. We fam in here, we all fam. Get your food, get your drink, get your smoke. Now I wait on you. I'ma wait on you. Get your stuff, fam. Sit down. Wilfred in the building, Leon in the building. What we doing, Lori Lynn? What's up with it? Little Leon Towers in the building, Legend in the building. Nene Love Savvy TV, we here. Get your food, get your drink, get your smoke. Addie in the building, what's up with your family? Already know what it is. Can we get right in here? Get your food, get your drink. I'm about to press play. You hear what we talking about. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We about to cook.
Be up here at 3 o'clock. We can go.
How do you know this?
Random reporting is explosive. This
Woo!
their early reporting that, you know, Donald Trump sent a birthday card to Epstein in 2003, which included some very gross lines.
Darlene in here, what's
such
up with
as we
it?
have
Let's
certain
go.
things in common,
Appreciate
Jeffrey.
you, family. Hit that
That's
like
something
button,
Donald
subscribe,
Trump
and
wrote
cook it.
to Epstein. This article reads, when Justice Department officials reviewed what Attorney General Pam Bondi called a truckload of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein earlier this year, they discovered that Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times. In May, Bondi and her deputy informed the president at a meeting in the White House that his name was in the Epstein files, the officials said. Many other
Back in May.
high-profile figures were also named, Trump was told, and of course being mentioned in the records isn't automatically a sign of wrongdoing, but with Donald Trump, their relationship was far deeper than
Corey
your
B,
average
what's up?
wealthy
You know who it
person
is?
who might have come into contact with Epstein on one random night back in Florida, wherever it is. The officials said it was a routine briefing that covered a number of topics.
Theo
and that
Sacco
Trump's
in this
appearance in
thing.
the
What's up with you,
documents
family?
wasn't the
We
focus.
ready? Get your
And
drink,
FBI
get your
Director
food. Let's
Kash
go.
Patel is
I'm going to
also
bring it back for Theo Sacco in the
Epstein.
building. Let's
Let
go.
me know what you think about all of this. And this explosive footage of Jeffrey Epstein in this deposition is coming at an awful time for Donald Trump, because we just learned earlier today from the Wall Street Journal with exclusive reporting of their own that the DOJ under Donald Trump told him in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. This
In May, They told him your name on the list in May, and he been playing with us this whole time. Woo! Your president playing with you, boy, this whole time. He knew about it since May. Let's go.
Is a Wall Street Journal with exclusive reporting of their own that the DOJ under Donald Trump told him in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. This reporting is explosive. This follows their earlier reporting that, you know, Donald Trump sent a birthday card to Epstein in 2003, which included some very gross lines in it, such as "we have certain things in common, Jeffrey." That's something that Donald Trump wrote to Epstein. This article reads, when Justice Department officials reviewed what Attorney General Pam Bondi called a truckload of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein earlier this year, they discovered that Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times. In May, Bondi and her deputy informed the president at a meeting in the White House that his name was in the Epstein files, the officials said. Many other high-profile figures were also named, Trump was told, and of course being mentioned in the records isn't automatically a sign of wrongdoing, but with Donald Trump, their relationship was far deeper than your average wealthy person who might have come into contact with Epstein on one random night back in Florida, or wherever it is. The officials said it was a routine briefing that covered a number of topics and that Trump's appearance in the documents wasn't the focus. And FBI Director Kash Patel is also to have reportedly told people close to him that, yes, Donald Trump does appear in the files multiple times. That reporting just came out today, but also this deposition video that we're just getting now of Jeffrey Epstein is making sense, because when you look at other unearthed video of Jeffrey Epstein talking about Donald Trump, it all connects together. Like, for example, here is some resurfaced video that just got more publicized recently than ever before of Jeffrey Epstein talking very intimately about his friendship with Donald Trump. So take a look at that footage, and then we're going to look at
Open your ears.
So how do you know this?
That was supposed to straight. So you probably know he had a scalp reduction. Because he had the same male pattern model that we all have. He had his scalp moved and hysterical. And he said, "Michael, come on, let's go to the office." And he said, "Tell me, what's it like now?" He said, "You know, you like having sex with your wife? How often do you think?" He said, "It's great." Seriously, Michael, how often do you have sex with? We don't want to. You and I can go upstairs, or tomorrow come over. There's this girl's coming in from Los Angeles, probably Hawaiian tropic cuts. So come over with your car. You're going to have a great time. I promise you, Michael, you know, it's just me and you're going to have a great time. Be up here at 3 o'clock with the go upstairs. The whole time, Victoria's been on the phone, listening, setting it up. Because he wants a story. You must have had a better wife, right? I said, "Yes." Tell me about it. And the speaker, listening, said, "You know, I know you, look, I think you're really hot. And I know you think you're a guy. And I go, it's like the end of the world, the best guy on earth, you will be there for, you know. Just listen to the next 20 minutes. And I'm going to your office, set you up."
All right, you know, oh God, it's actually making me sick in my stomach to listen to this.
What are we doing here? See, this is a situation where I told you we know Trump is on the files. And you don't even need to know that his name is on the files. You just basically hearing that this man's relationship with this man is really close. So don't sit in here and act like you need to be told or need to be hearing exactly the details of the movement and everything they've done dealing with underage women. Because just you knowing that that's how that man get down, if that man with that man, and they've been rocking with that a long time, it's in letters, it's in everything. There's no way that you're not hearing what I'm hearing. And it's your president, some of you. Blessed to say that, some of you. But what's crazy is I feel sorry for a lot of you. Because if they not policing this guy here, knowingly that they have all this evidence and knowing that that man's name, let's break it down. That man was told back in May that his name ring bells. So think about it. We know this the White House, fam. Let's not look up in here. Hit that like button, subscribe, man. We about to cook. Don't sit up in here and act like we don't know this ain't the White House. You see the donation in the Cash App in the chat. You see it in the description. I appreciate the love. You see the super chat. It's all love, family. You see that that man knew about this back in May, that his name was on the list. Nobody's doing nothing about it. Where's internal affairs? Where's the extra internal? Nowhere. So as we look at this, this is another humiliation situation for Trump, just like Diddy, because he got humiliated in court, but yet charges was dropped. The real charges that would have kept him behind bars and under the ground the rest of his life. So really it was a humiliation right in front of our faces. And the funny part was Diddy is locked up getting humiliated while Trump is free being humiliated. That's the realness, dog. And if you ain't getting understanding what I'm trying to make is, we in a situation right now where the president can do exactly what the hell he wants and nobody's going to do nothing about it. Even knowing how sick he could be dealing with a pedo. And nothing will come of this. Why? Because you and I, the people, are not going to press, stress, and depress this mother until he can't breathe no more. Until he won't out the White House. In this situation, it will always be the people's voice that matters. Because clearly the police ain't policing nobody. Internal Affairs knows about all of this. Even Cash, the head of the FBI. See, you need to understand something. Everybody that's in position with Trump has the loyalty. He has their unfathomed and unwavered loyalty. That whatever's on the line. You think them people got involved with Trump and didn't know that that boy was already in hot water? You better get right, get real in here. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking. Everybody that's on the administration already knows how Trump get down. So don't sit in here like you shocked or can't believe it. Attorney General, head of the FBI, Department of Defense. We could go down the block with it, partner. You better open up your ears. You better open up your eyes. You better understand that your president is off the chain. And ain't nobody gonna lock him down. To the point to where this sick mother, he didn't put his... They trafficking kids, man. Like, I mean, how we got to break it down right now for you, fam? You don't get what's going on here. Trafficking little girls. Y'all touching on girls. And you trafficking them? We looking at a tape right here where this man's sick. Let's go.
But like, this is Epstein talking about a very personal relationship with Donald Trump. He introduced it by saying, I was Trump's best friend for 10 years. He's talking about this scheme that Donald Trump set up so he could be intimate with one of his friends.
Family in here, you know it. We FAM, fam. Let me know. FAM in the building.
Any negative adjective that you can think of right now. That's how I feel listening to this. But again, this speaks to a close relationship with Donald Trump. And so when Epstein was asked in this resurfaced deposition video, have you and Donald Trump ever hung out with underage girls? It's not surprising that he pled the fifth and refused to answer. Let's take a look at that footage right now, and then we'll talk about it after.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Wow. One of the worst criminals in modern American history is asked if the current president of the United States and him hung out with underage women, and he doesn't answer the question. He pleads the 5th.
Crazy word!
Uses the 6th and the 14th Amendment to protect himself.
This
What does that say about Donald Trump? With the video we just saw of him talking very personally about his friendship with Donald Trump, with this reporting from the Wall Street Journal that Trump's name appears in the Epstein files not once, but many different times, from all the different photos and videos we have of Donald Trump and Epstein partying together, with all the witness testimony of people saying, yeah, they were best buds. What does that say about Donald Trump? This is becoming...
For traveling and commuting.
What?
Another bag like this.
Oh, fam!
It brings peace of mind in a subtle way.
more and more
in the presence of
that he pled the relationship with Donald Trump. And so
You better get your popcorn, your steak, your chicken, your fish, your shrimp, your lobster, your seafood boil, your barbecue, your fast food, your hot dogs, your bratwurst. You better get what you need to get and sit down and open up your ears, fam. Because whoever wasn't thinking what was going on is really going on. So if you need a list, F the list. You getting right here direct Trump with this food, and it's sick, mother. You getting it direct, fam. What you need a list for? You getting it directly in your face. This the president. The list probably got rappers, singers, everybody. This the president. It don't get no bigger than this. It's got to be an alien on the list for me to be like, oh my God. An alien. But the fact that the highest office is on the list and was told that back in May, you better shut up. You better get your popcorn, get yourself together, and let's get right in here right now. Hit that like button. I mean, if I got to tell you to hit that like button, subscribe, and I'm cooking. Let's go now. That boy pleaded the 5th, the 8th, the 10th, the 12th, the 14th, and the 22nd. I don't even know all the amendments. But he played all of them. Just to stay away from you saying, oh, I don't deal with no little kids. Let me tell you something right now. Stop playing with me and her. You better shut the... You gonna plead all of those just to tell somebody you ain't dealing with kids? Oh, you dealing with something? Because you got to plead everything to get up off of it. If somebody accuse you of that, why your name in there? First off. Second off, you better be trying to take your skin off to prove that is not real or not true. Why would you be pleading if it ain't? You better hit that like button right now, subscribe. We cooking. Somebody gonna get some understanding today. Woo, this is hot water. Crazy work. Let's go.
when Epstein was asked in this resurfaced deposition video, have you and Donald Trump ever hung out with underage girls? It's not surprising that he pled the fifth and refused to answer. Let's take a look at that.
We'll never be had in the building. How you doing? I appreciate you tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking.
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th.
Mona Thompson in the building. What's up with you? Tone 357. What's up, family? I see you. It's all love. You know what we doing. Let's get right. Get comfortable.
If the current president of the United States and him hung out with underage women, and he doesn't answer the question. He pleads the fifth. Pleads the fifth, uses the sixth, that he pled the fifth. He was asked in this resurfaced deposition video, have you and Donald Trump ever hung out with underage girls? It's not surprising that he pled the fifth and refused to answer. Let's take a look at that footage right now, and then we'll talk about it after.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today.
No, motherfucker. No, you don't get to do that. See, if it was me or you and we was asked that question and we hesitated, clearly we are guilty. Huh? If it walked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, clearly it's a duck. That's what this is going on behind me right now. Stop playing with me. Hit that like button. Subscribe right now. We cooking. That boy hesitated, thought about it, and had to breathe. About dealing with some kids? He needs to conduct on his dumb ass. The interviewer should have stopped asking questions, got up, took his hand, like that, like the YouTube, y'all see that one competition where they smack the shit out you? Tell me if you know what I'm talking about, fam. Let me know. You know how they be winding up the smack. You like, 1, 2. Face off your dumb ass. That's what he deserved. Hold up. We got problems in here. Hold up, Dirty. Hold up. Who talking in here? Hold up, fam. What's your name? The Worms Equals? He said, none of this is new information. Then he typed it again and said, none of this is new information. Then he said, we've known this for years. Hey, the Worms Equals. Hit that like button, subscribe, because we cooking in here. See, my family, we fam. You see the shirt. See, my family might know, might not know. So whether this new or old, stop saying we. Because I don't know who you speaking for. You speaking for you and your partners and your people. But see, in my house, with my family, we might know or we might not. Don't play with me right now, fam. Watch your mouth. What you talking about? That's cool that you know something. That's fine. But if you knew it, you should have opened up your mouth and told somebody, stupid. Coming in here talking about what we know and what we don't and what's up. Boy, you better. No, you don't. And because you don't, I think, and see, if you don't care, you must ain't got no kids. You must ain't got no family. You must ain't got somebody that. But you know what else is sad? You still living in the world. And if you got family to not care or you don't care, then that means you by yourself because you don't care. And you still in the world and got to deal with Trump because that's your president, stupid. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. You understand? Because you still going to come back and find out what's going on. You better let them know what's going on, fam. FAM in here right now if you with me, fam. He need to know, don't play with us. Get right or get on. Let's go.
6th and 14th Amendment, right, sir?
Talking about don't nobody care.
Resurface.
You know what else? Let me say this too while we move on. You sick because we exposing a pedo and you talking about don't nobody care. JC, what's up in here? Stop playing with us, dirty. Talking about ain't nobody said that. I appreciate you though subscribing. But make sure we understand we on the same page because we bring awareness. We bringing awareness, information, and letting fam know what's going on. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. You might be in a situation where all you had was Deala T and no filters to find out what's going on in an hour or two. You better get right and get real. Let's go. What you talking about?
Video. Have you and Donald Trump ever hung out with underage girls? It's not surprising that he pled the fifth and refused to answer. Let's take a look at that footage right now and then we'll talk about it after.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald
Tell
Trump?
him, Tone.
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my fifth.
Timothy Wyatt in the building. What's up, fam?
Wow. One of the worst criminals in modern American history is asked if the current president of the United States and him hung out with underage women, and he doesn't answer the question. He pleads the fifth, uses the Sixth and the 14th Amendment to protect himself. What does that say about Donald Trump? With the video we just saw,
Ryan in here, Fox Fire in the building. What's up with you, Corey in the building? I see you, Michael.
Journal that Trump's name appears in the Epstein files not once, but many different times. From all the different photos and videos we have of Donald Trump and Epstein partying together, with all the witness testimony of people saying, yeah, they were best buds. What does that say about Donald Trump? This is becoming more and more suspicious by the day as we learn more about their relationship, as we see resurfaced deposition video like this. Only more and more questions are being raised. We're not getting any answers from the Trump administration. Trump is covering everything up. And the thing is, Republicans are helping him do it. Mike Johnson, just yesterday, shut down the House of Representatives until September for the entire month of August.
Wow.
They're not working. And the reason he did so is because there was some momentum for a vote to happen in the House of Representatives to demand the Department of Justice to release the Epstein files. Now, earlier today, he went on conservative media and decided to spread a conspiracy that Biden might have altered the documents. And it's like, well, if he altered that...
See, this is why you don't have a dog in this fight. Why? Because you got Republicans and Democrats that's on the list. Republicans and Democrats trying to hide the ish. Republicans and Democrats trying to hold on to it and put it out there. Republicans and Democrats corrupt and good. Stop talking about who is who. Republicans, Democrats, Bloods, Crips. What you talking about, stupid? You ain't got by now that it's agenda? Propaganda? You a fool if you thought it was real. You a fool if you really thought you was a part of a Republican Party and a Democrat Party like something mattered. You a fool if you thought that. Stupid ass. We all in the same boat, dummy. That's why it's Republicans and Democrats on the list. What are you talking about? Shout out to Mona Thompson in the chat with the $5 donation and the Cash App. You already know what it is. It's love. Get right or get on. Don't be stupid. Don't fall for being in a party. Don't fall for the, oh man, I'm over here with them. They over there doing that crazy work. They over there doing good work. Stupid, they all on the list. It's all bad work. I'm trying to wake you up so you'll understand. When you dead and gone and your kids is still here, oh man, come close so you can hear this for the dummies in the back. When you dead and your kids still here, how many of y'all really worry about your kids after you know you're going to be gone? Like, just let me know, fam. Think about it for a second. A lot of people don't really think about their kids after they gone because they can't think. That's real, Mona Thompson. We got to care about what we're doing here. But I'm just saying, like, do you really care about your kids knowing that you're going to die one day? I wait. No, I ain't heard you. That's fine, Paul. Shout out to you, Paul. I appreciate you. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. We cooking right now. Paul says, my kids are doing better than I am. I appreciate that. That's a blessing. That's a good thing. But again, I ask, have you really ever thought about your kids knowing that you're going to die one day? And that you can say, how are they doing knowing that you're gone? The point I'm making, stupid, and the reason why I'm saying it because I know somebody's stupid and not really getting an understanding of what I'm saying. This information matters now, today, because you're not going to be here. And your kids are going to have to deal with these people. Might not be Trump, but it may be somebody in the organization. You need to understand that Trump can get another third term. How? If the vice president, follow me. If the vice president becomes president, right? He can choose Trump as vice president. And then he can calmly just walk away from the presidency. And now the vice president is the president once again. I verily, thoroughly think these things will happen. Why? Because the things Trump and them are doing to put in place, that someone else just can't come and undo what he's doing. Let me say that again for the nerds in the back. The type of things that Trump and them are implementing with the big, beautiful bill and everything they moving along and doing, Stargate, I can name several things they're doing, shutting down and starting up. Another president ain't going to be able to just come in and shut it down. That president is probably going to be a part of the administration low-key. Let me say that again, low-key. And is going to become president. But that president is going to follow the same scheme and agenda, curriculum, for them people that think people is dumb over here. Yeah, that curriculum, they're going to follow that same situation. And you're going to think he's coming in to change what Trump did, him or her, because it can be a woman. See, we're living in a time where women really can be 2025, 2026, 2028, 29, 2030, 2031. What that sound like, 2030? We living in 2030. Famous 24/7 in the building. What's up, family? I see you. 2030. A woman could be president. Or a man that's a part of the Trump administration, or what they call Republicans, because y'all still living in that life, can walk right into the presidency and implement the agenda or curriculum to carry it on that's always been implemented. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. We cooking. I need you to understand what's going on. I need you to understand your future. I need you to understand your kids is in this and can't do nothing about it. And if they're not educated, they're going to stay in that tablet. They're going to stay on that phone. They're going to stay on YouTube. They're going to stay on TikTok. They're going to just stay on what they stand on. And while they stand on that, you got these pedos staying on this. And they seeking who they can find to devour. Just like somebody y'all know by the name of Satan. Let's go.
Then why don't you release them? Why don't you let the American people see? This is what Mike for the is the sixth that he pled the fifth and refused to answer. Let's take a look at that footage right now, and then we'll talk about it after.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Wow. One of the worst criminals in modern American history is asked if the current president of the United States and him hung out with underage women, and he doesn't answer the question. He pleads the 5th, uses the 6th and the 14th Amendment to protect himself. What does that say about Donald Trump? With the video we just saw of him talking very personally about his friendship with Donald Trump, with this reporting from the Wall Street Journal that Trump's name appears in the Epstein files not once, but many different times, from all the different photos and videos we have of Donald Trump and Epstein partying together, with all the witness testimony of people saying, yeah, they were best buds. What does that say about Donald Trump? This is becoming more and more suspicious by the day as we learn more about their relationship, as we see resurfaced deposition video like this. Only more and more questions are being raised. We're not getting any answers from the Trump administration. Trump is covering everything up. And the thing is, Republicans are helping him do it. Mike Johnson, just yesterday, shut down the House of Representatives until September for the entire month of August. They're not working. And the reason he did so is because there was some momentum for a vote to happen in the House of Representatives to demand the Department of Justice to...
So how you feel about your Republican Party, Republicans? A Republican just tried to help Trump cover up the nasty shit. You over here talking about you a Republican? That what you just said? You better shut it up right now. Because you nasty too. Letting them do this shit, and you sitting back just letting it happen, and that's your party that you claiming. And ain't doing nothing about it. You ain't telling nobody nothing. Nasty self. Sick. Let's go.
Epstein files. Now, earlier today, he went on conservative media and decided to spread a conspiracy that Biden might have altered the documents. And it's like, well, if he altered them, why don't you release them? Why don't you let the American people see? This is what Mike Johnson said on live TV earlier today as he helps Trump cover this all up.
Quickly weigh in on Epstein. Many are hoping to see more of those files released. There could be future court proceedings. Is there any reason that you have to believe that any documents were tampered with by so-called deep state operatives?
God.
Look, it hasn't been my area that I've worked on. Unfortunately, I wish I knew more about it. It's been in the Department of Justice. One of our concerns is, of course, that it was, held in the hands of the DOJ leaders under the last administration, the Biden-Harris administration. And we all know how crooked and corrupt so many of those top officials were, how they engaged in lawfare against President Trump. And he has
it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic how these Republicans are bowing down to Trump, getting on their knees, and doing everything they can to prevent these files from coming out. They're blocking votes. They're voting against it. They're blocking motions. The American people are demanding transparency. When we see footage like this of Epstein refusing to answer if he and Trump hung out with underage women, the American people are saying, can we just have some transparency on the current president of the United States, the guy who's currently leading this country? That might be nice. And Republicans are spreading conspiracy theories. They're blocking votes. They're pulling all of these shenanigans just to protect Trump. It's gross. So anyway, I just had to show you this deposition footage of Epstein that's just resurfaced. I hope you share this everywhere. I hope you share this footage wherever you can, friends, family, loved ones, social media. You do you. You know better than I. I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it.
See, let me tell you what's real about Fam that just said. I just seen Fam say something to me and her that didn't really sit right with me, to be real with you. And I was going to let that shit ride. You heard me? I was going to let it ride. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm here with Fam, F-A-M. We all love. It's all love. Theo Sacco and her, JC and her, Nene Love, Savvy TV and her, Mona Thompson and her, Lori Lynn in the building. I mean, I can go down the list on real folk in the building. Bob. What you say? JoJo for America. What you say? Watch your mouth when you come in here, you hear me? Because Fam gonna get on you. Watch your mouth when you come in here. But make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, JoJo. Don't forget. Hit that like button and subscribe, JoJo. Because I'm telling you, a lot of you talking face to face is different. Watch your mouth. Stop disrespecting the house and Fam in here. Because we all in here to inform, be aware, and understand what's going on. But when you come in here disrespectful, you don't know me. I don't know you. Watch your mouth.
News today in a subcommittee of the Oversight Committee as it relates to the Epstein file. Can you explain what happened in that committee hearing?
Yeah, so it was a committee hearing that was explicitly about child sex trafficking. So we wanted to actually get to the bottom of this. It was a lot of back and forth to even get that vote. I think that as we know, so that we didn't have to do this, but we really thought that this subcommittee was not just appropriate, but we thought it was going to be the most opportune moment to ask.
Hold on, man.
We knew.
Did you not hear what just happened here? They had a whole meeting about child trafficking. You see what this a woman See, somebody got a heart. Somebody got feelings. Somebody understand what's going on here. Somebody feels some type of way about these people. You understand me? And they out here having a whole meeting about just child trafficking. Let's get into this here.
I'm joined now by Congresswoman Summer Lee. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you made some big news today in a subcommittee of the Oversight Committee as it relates to the Epstein file. Can you explain what happened in that committee hearing?
Yeah, so it was a committee hearing that was explicitly about child sex trafficking.
Conrad
so
in the building.
Actually get to the bottom of this. It was a lot of, back and forth.
Order of mine 55-9. What's up with you, fam?
I think that, as we know, so that we didn't have to do this, but we really thought that this subcommittee was not just appropriate, but...
I'm joined now by Congresswoman Summer Lee. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you made some big news today in a subcommittee of the Oversight Committee as it relates to the Epstein file. Can you explain what happened in that committee hearing?
Yeah, so it was a committee hearing that was explicitly about child sex trafficking. So we wanted to actually get to the bottom of this. It was a lot of back and forth to even get that vote. I think that, as we know, so that we didn't have to do this, but we really thought that this subcommittee was not just appropriate, but we thought it was going to be the most opportune moment to actually do that. We knew that there were members on the other side who also were interested publicly in making sure that there was transparency and making sure that the Epstein files got back. So at the end of the day, yeah, we ended up with an 8-2 vote to subpoena those files. And now we've been told that Comer himself has said that the votes happen and he's expected to do it.
What was the sense among your Republican colleagues? Because this wasn't the first time within a committee or a subcommittee that Republicans have been faced with the prospect of voting for the Epstein files. It was brought up twice in the Rules
Marshmallow fam in the building. What's up, my G? You already know what it is. Ted McNair in the building. Let's get right. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. Let's go.
On this particular
cooking.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say it's a base. This is truly a base issue for them, but it's really just Americans across the country. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, all districts are calling for this level of transparency, right? This is the thing that, I think is really unifying Americans right now. Not to diminish other things that are happening, but we've seen the amount of pressure that our constituents, that their constituents especially, have been putting on them. I'll say, though, there's different makeup in every committee, right? So I can't speak to the Rules Committee. I can't speak to what's happened in those particular committees, whether or not the particular Republicans that were on this committee with us were there or not. But that was a missed opportunity. And I think that, they showed that opportunity in Rules Committee, it should have been done. It should have happened there. They were called out and they were proven to be hypocrites in that moment. So this was the moment for them to put their money where their mouth was.
Wow.
Okay, and now moving forward, what are next steps, I guess, procedurally speaking? I know that you had mentioned that James Comer, that this vote is binding here as far as James Comer is concerned. So what happens next?
Hey, this is Senator John Ossoff.
They trying to get the vote to release the files, fam. Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get real.
I've gotten.
You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Deala T, and this is No Filters. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. We cooking in here. I need to know where FAM, where my fam at, and where you're from. I need to know what you're doing. I need to know where you're from. Drop that FAM and where you're from right now, family. In here, roll call. I need to know where you're from, what you're doing, and that you really, truly, my FAM, my family in here. You understand? Let's get right. Let's go. Let's get it in here. I got Deala Shin in here from Chicago in the building. You already know what it is. It's love, man. That's all that. I hit that like button and subscribe. We cooking in here. Theo Sacco in the building. What's up with you? Aliza Cruz says you got great energy. I appreciate you. Aldo Ayala from Miami in the building. You already know that's real love. That's all that. I'm with you, family. Let's keep the levels going. Theo Sacco says the administration is full of monsters, fam. That's real. I support that. Lori Lynn in the building all the way from Tennessee, fam. Tennessee in the building. That's love. John Cass says the GOP trying to decide to go full gaslighting or jump ship. That's real. They got a lot of decisions to make. Lovely China in the building all the way from Orlando. I appreciate you tapping in, family. You already know. Sekmet. S-E-K, Sekmet, all the way from Virginia, checking in. That's love, family. I appreciate you. You know it. Hit that like button, subscribe. We in here. James Lumpkin all the way from Ohio in the house, fam. Bam, click. That's real. I appreciate you, family. You already know we in here. Eliza Cruz from Macklin, Texas. Macklin, Texas, 956, baby. That's what she says. That's real. Marshmallow in the building. I see you, family. That's real. Dryann all the way from H-Town. Dryann 17, H-Town in the building. I appreciate you tapping in, tuning in, family. You know it's love. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking in here. That's what we doing. Margaret Green, FBA, New York City in the building. I appreciate you, family. You already know. Art of Mine, Teflon Diaper Don say he in the building. Is Love Silver all the way from Statesville Prison. Silver from Statesville Prison. Listen to me. Whatever happened, whatever it is, I appreciate you, your focus, your time. Tuned in with your boy Deala T. And no filters. We ain't playing. We cooking people tonight as we do Monday through Friday, fam. All the way at 9 p.m. Let's get right. Let's keep going. You already know Eric Everett's in the building. He says he's been tortured. I feel for you, family. It's love. We're going to pray for you. Everett from USA soil as USA. That's real, family. D-Town on top. 72 says RIP Hulk Hogan. That's real, family. I heard about it. We're going to get right. We're going to get real in her. Art of Mine all the way from between Baltimore and D.C. in the building. Art of Mine from Baltimore, D.C. in the building. Fred Rock says he from San Quentin State Prison here. We got Fred Rock, San Quentin State Prison in the building. Let me tell you, whatever happened, whatever it was, we praying for you, my brother, for peace in your brain, peace in your life, to make sure we keep the levels going. It's love. Let's go. Theo Sacco in the building. Eric says he all the way military in the building. We got the military of the USA in the building in here. That's real. That's real life. Let's keep the levels going. Let's keep going.
So what we saw even just this week, in another one of the subcommittee hearings, they actually subpoenaed Ghislaine Maxwell.
Tell them, Trivette, how you be, family?
Hours, to
Nicole Ellis in the building. How you be?
To the DOJ, right? So we're expecting the same, the same speed that he did it here, that he honors that. But it is a mandate, right? This was a binding.
Let's start it over for the people in the back that don't know what's going on.
I'm joined now by
the Congresswoman is allowing and explaining to you that they are taking measures to get the Epstein files fully released, and that Trump will not be able to breathe. That's what's going on. And she's telling you the meetings that's going on in the White House and in Congress that they're having while this bamboozle of a situation is going on. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. We cooking. What you doing? You see the donations in the chat. You see the no filters in the Cash App. You see the super chat. Let's go, family.
Summer Lee, thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you made some big news
Let them know, Nicole.
In the subcommittee of the Oversight Committee as it relates to the Epstein file. Can you explain what happened in that committee hearing?
Yeah, so it was a committee hearing that was explicitly about child sex trafficking. So we wanted to actually get to the bottom of this. It was a lot of back and forth to even get that vote. I think that as we know, the report so that we didn't have to do this, but we really thought that this subcommittee was not just appropriate, but we thought it was going to be the most opportune moment to actually do that. We knew that there were members on the other side who also were interested publicly in making sure that there was transparency and making sure that the Epstein files got back. So at the end of the day, yeah, we ended up with an 8-2 vote to subpoena those files, and now we.
Okay, because this fam in the building. Shout out to Nicole Ellis. You know you fam, FAM. I'm gonna tell you what it is. She said, "What's the topic tonight?" The topic is Trump name is on the Epstein files, which we all knew, but he was told this back in May. That's the problem. He was told back in May that his name was on the Epstein files, and he been playing this whole game and role with us this whole time. And what I tell y'all, if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a duck. And if you got millions, billions, trillions, zillions, and you a cajillionaire, clearly they letting you do about how you want to in the world. The point I'm trying to make tonight, family, is that the topic is We already know it's true. That's the topic. We already know it's true. So why would you act like you playing dumb about an Epstein file? I wait. The seriousness of it is, you don't need a file to be released for you to know that your president's name is on it. They was best friends for 10 years. Don't play dumb in here. We not doing that here with Deala T and no filters. You understand me? You don't need a list. See, that's the difference between me, family, and what we talking about and people in the world. We don't need no list. Where I come from, if it walk like a duck and if it quack like a duck, it's a duck. We done heard about it. He walking like it. He is that. I don't need no file to be released. But for the people in the back, they need a file released. Why? Because they still don't believe it. Because some of you all are still invested in that man. You're not invested in the presidency. You invested in him. And because you invested in him, that just turned your stomach that he was told that his name was on the files back in May, and he been bamboozling us since then. You better hit that like button, subscribe. You getting real info in here. Why? Because we cooking. Pat in the building from Oakland, California, FAM, my fam, IUB. You already know what it is. Frederick in here said it's his daddy's birthday. Shout out to your daddy. Happy birthday to Frederick's daddy, fam. You already know. Theo Sacco says, I don't think. Maxwell is finna get out. That's real, family. You know that's how they coming and how they going. That's a real thing. Trevette says she better be singing like a mockingbird. That's real. Why? Because they know what's going on. Sacco says they were best friends for 15 years. That's my point I'm trying to make here. We don't have to see a list. Trump and Epstein was friends for 15 years. Don't tell me he didn't know that Epstein was dealing with underage young girls. You don't get to sit in here and act like that. Because if it was you and me, let me say that again for the people in the back. If it was you and me, we would have been cooked. Thrown up under the jail. Nobody wouldn't even have known about us in that situation. Why? Because we ain't famous. They would have never known. We would have just got buried. Angela in the building saying blessings to everyone and awesome host. Hey, man, I appreciate you, family. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking. We need to know when to open our eyes and see what we seeing and know that it's reality. We need to know when we heard the shit. You better get right when you heard. When you heard, you need to know it's real. Why do you need to see? Don't be one of them stupid ass people that everybody start running this way and you still looking this way. To see who coming. Dumbass. Everybody going that way. That means we all know what's going on. But you still looking this way to find out what's coming. And you here with Deala T and no filters telling you what's coming. And you still sitting there looking that way trying to find out more. Dumbass. Open up your... The real Bando Kev, look at this watermelon lover. Watermelon man, hello slave monkey. Watermelon lover. The real Bando Kev. Who dropped their phone in the monkey enclosure? The real Bando Kev. Y'all heard that shit? Fam. Y'all heard this man in here? His name the real Bando Kev. Fam. Get him. Because he talking like he don't respect nobody in here. The real Bando Kev. Get him, fam. You done came into the wrong house, boy. Stupid ass. You dumb nigga.
Been told that Comer himself has said that the votes happen and he's expected to do it.
What was the sense among your Republican colleagues?
Get him,
Because this wasn't
fam.
the first time within
He
a
wanna
committee
play with
or a
real.
subcommittee that Republicans have been faced with the prospect of voting for the Epstein files. It was brought up twice in the Rules Committee. Both of those efforts were voted down. And so can you talk a little bit about the pressure that these Republican lawmakers were in that ultimately led them to cave on this particular subcommittee?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to say it's a base. This is a
Let them know,
a base
Leroy.
system, but it's really just Americans across the country. You know, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, all districts are calling for this level of transparency, right? This is the thing that, you know, I think is really unifying Americans right now. Not to diminish other things that are happening.
JC about to turn you out, boy.
That our constituents, that their constituents especially have been putting on them. I'll say though, there's a different makeup in every committee, right? So I can't speak to the Rules Committee. You know, I can't speak, you know, to what's happened in those particular
Let them know,
committees,
Marshmallow.
whether or not the particular Republicans that were on this committee with us were there or not. But that was a missed opportunity. And I think that, you know, they
That's real, Rockers.
that opportunity
Rockers to Rockers, that's
it should have
real.
been done. It should have happened there.
That's real. I'm with
they
you.
were
Tell them
called
hit that
out.
like button, subscribe. We want to
In
keep.
that moment, so
Come
this
on.
was the moment for them to
Let them know,
put their
fam.
mouth to us.
Play with us in here, goofy
Okay,
boy.
and now moving forward, what are next steps, I guess, procedurally speaking? I know that you had mentioned that James Comer, that this vote is binding here as far as James Comer is concerned. So what happens next?
Yeah, so what we saw even just this week.
That's real,
in
Cheryl.
one of the
Let them know
subcommittees,
Cheryl
they
Summers is
actually
love.
subpoenaed,
Appreciate you. Hit that like button,
Maxwell.
subscribe. We cooking.
Comer moved within 24 hours.
My bad, JC. I'm just saying the shit was
you know,
it was
to,
different.
to verify that and to send that to the DOJ, right? So we're expecting the same, you know, the same speed that he did it here, that he honors that. But it is a mandate, right? This was a binding subpoena that we issued today. So it will go to them, and what we expect then is
Let them know Theo Sacco ain't playing with nobody.
Said is that this would then be released to the
Vincent in here. What's up, fam? I see you. Let's get right.
So we'll await that. Obviously, we're
Trebek.
going to be out of session for a few weeks. But as we come back, we expect that.
Rockers to Rockers, my dog. We in here. Let's get right, family. Hitting that like button, subscribing is love.
Certain that the files that you receive are going to be. I know
Oh, we don't play that in here. Let them know.
We're going to discuss what pertinent files we can release. Obviously, pertinent is in the eyes of the beholder here, and if the arbiter of this stuff is Pam Bondi, who we now know, thanks to this new Wall Street Journal story.
The real Bando Kev, subscribe. I appreciate you. Let's get right. Get your mind together.
Obviously,
Fam.
what's pertinent to her is going to be a lot different from what's pertinent to everybody else. And so, are you confident that the files that are released are going to be the full files as opposed to just what she deems appropriate?
So
Tell them, Leroy.
You can never be confident that people who are prone to corruption won't do corrupt things, right? But what I will say is that
She just said people that are prone to corruption, you can't expect them to not do corrupt things. Let me say that again. She said people that are prone to corruption cannot be not expected to do corrupt things. Why do we have to play this game like it's 2 + 2 = 4? Or like Goo Goo Gaga? Or like I understand something? Or like baby talk? Shut the F up! If your history says you're polluted and you're nothing, we don't trust you with the future of our lives and our kids. So you sitting here acting like what? Why do they have to? That's what I don't like about the White House and like Congress, government, all this and all that. They gotta bring up all of these terms and conditions to explain the smallest elements of something that's just bad or just good. But they got all of these terms, elements, all of these sayings This is what's going on in the world. I'm sorry for you all that don't think the world is made up. The world is made up. You better tell your kids this shit tonight. And if it's not tonight, tell them tomorrow. The world is made up, fam. I don't know what you thought coming in this world thinking it was something. The world is made up. There is an agenda curriculum that has to be carried out for the world to continue. Stop sitting in here making your kids think life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Shut the F up with that. Got your damn kids thinking life is a box of chocolates and you never know what you're gonna get. You better wake your dumb ass up. Hit that like button, subscribe. You here with Deala T and no filters. You know what you gonna get. Got your damn kids thinking life is a box of chocolates and you never know what you gonna get. Keep watching Forrest Gump. Let him lead your ass into nowhere. Because you thinking life is a box of chocolates and you never know what you're gonna get. Tune in. Deala T and no filters. And family, you will know what you gonna get. Your dumb ass sitting there watching movies talking about you never know what you're gonna get. James Eric says, tune out, boy. Fam, you better tell James, shut up. Watch your mouth, James. We're not playing them games over here, partner. We speak in real life. This is my kids. We talking about my kids in here. You understand? It's family. Don't tell nobody to tune out. We tuning in. Watch your mouth. No, for real. Watch your mouth. We're not playing that in here. You heard me?
In our motion, we accounted for that, right? We
now know, thanks to this new Wall Street Journal story, has more information than she'd been letting on, that Trump himself was in these files. Obviously, what's pertinent to her is going to be a lot different from what's pertinent to everybody else. And so are you confident that the files that are released are going to be the full files as opposed to just what she did?
David Ortiz, what's up, fam? That's what you on? I thought you was fam.
You can never be confident that people who are prone to corruption won't do corrupt things, right? But what I will say is that in our motion, we accounted for that, right? We requested very specifically the unredacted, full, complete files. In fact, Nancy Mace actually tried to amend the motion. And when
I know real fam when I see fam. Theo Sacco 69, my fam says, yeah, this is bad all the way around, fam. It's disgusting and disappointing. But I believe in TMH God, and he'll correct it all. I don't put my trust in any man or woman, politician or king. Shout out to Theo Sacco 69, real fam, FAM, been down day one. That's real love. Hit that like button, subscribe. We real. I want y'all to understand that. That's the realness of it and what he's saying. If you don't understand about putting your trust in man and idols, you are not a leader, or you don't even know what leading is. See, we have to understand what leaders are and followers are. Trump is a leader. The worst part of him is sick, but he's a leader. He demands men. Men, women, whatever. He demands men, and men come to serve at his side. The point I'm making is, leaders are born, but you can become a leader if you take on the necessary rules and tools that it takes to lead men. Let me say that again for the people in the back that don't get what I'm saying right now. It's a bunch of y'all that want to lead, but you're not a leader. It's a bunch of y'all that want to follow, but you're not fitting in because why? You a leader. Gator in the building. What up, G? I see you, fam. You already know what it is. A real Bando Kev says, can you blush? Point I'm making is, A lot of y'all want to lead, but you don't know how. A lot of you all are followers right now, but are in position to lead. Vernon Yancey, where you been, fam? You already know we here. We cooking. Let's hit that like button, subscribe. Let's go. I want you to understand about leading and following. Some of you all came in the world trying to follow, but you really didn't fit in because you're a leader. Some of you all was trying to lead, but you was talking too much and you should have listened because you really a follower. My bad. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Point I'm making is understand who you are and your position in the world. That'll make it very easy for you to live your life. Let me say that again for the stupid mother in the back. Understand your position in the world. Understand who you are. Understand where you stand. So you will know if you should be talking or if you should shut the up. So you will know if you can lead or if you're going to follow so you can learn. It's not a problem with being a follower. Let me say that again for the people in the back that think it is. It's not a problem being a follower. Why? Because you're learning so you can become a leader. Let me say that again for those that didn't get what I just said. Some people are born a leader. Some people are born a follower. Some people are in a situation where you're following, but you're really a leader. Some people are in a situation where you're trying to be a leader, but you should be following so you can learn from the leader and become a leader. That's real. Gator, I appreciate you, Gator. Gator says, don't censor yourself, bro. We don't care. Gator seemed like his life is really going through something. And what's funny is, for those that's like him, like Gator, that don't care, he just said, we don't care. See, when he say we, he not speaking for like my family in our house. He just speaking for himself and whoever he deal with. But you know what's sick about him and his family and his people or his partners or friends? Let me tell you what's sick about Gator and them. For you to hear that they don't care, that should tell you more that he might don't have no kids. He might not don't have no kids. He might not have nobody to care about to even care. So I get it, fam. But I just want you to care about hitting that like button, subscribing, and making sure that you get this Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. with your boy Deala T. And No Filters with my FAM fam. Let them know, Vernon, we in here. Let's get right. Shout out to Marshmallow. Marshmallow said, what about false leaders? And I appreciate you saying that because that's the in-depth and specifics we got to get into. False leaders. As you become a leader, as you grow to listen and learn how to become a leader, if you're not built as a leader, you will understand the false doctrine that you're being taught. Why? Because you're here with Deala T and No Filters. For you not to be misled. For you not to be misled. Because at the end of the day, when we talk about false leaders and false teachings and false preachers and false talkings, it's something in your spirit called discernment. Let me say that again for the people in the back that don't understand. It's something in your spirit that's called discernment. And it's something about understanding that when we're hearing false teachings or false leaders, they will be exposed, whether it's young or old. Let me say that again for those in the back. If it's false teachings, it will be exposed early or old. Just like Trump being exposed right now at his 80-year-old ass age. It don't matter. You can try to lead, you can try to be all whatever, but it will be exposed. So don't sit in here and ask me that, family, because at the end of the day, are you a leader or are you a follower? Tell him, Verna. Tell him, JC. Are you a leader or are you a follower? It's up to you to want to be false or true. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking. Let's go.
Her amendment was trying to do was add a word credible to it, right? So she wanted to add within the words that we had already like meticulously chosen. She attempted to add just one word, credible. Higgins also really hard. He was like, look, it's one word. Why are you all worried about one word? But we're like, well, legally, who decides what is credible? Right? Whose standards, are we going to implement here, right? Ultimately, that amendment failed. So as of right now, based on our subpoena, it should be the full, unredacted, fouls, complete. There's no subjectivity. There is no, well, this is the part that I would like. Or
Margaret Green, where you been? I thought you left. I was like, where you at, fam? Margaret, where you at? All right, I appreciate you. We here.
Get
your drink, get your food.
Around the same time
Get right.
The Wall Street Journal
Let's
story
go.
broke. Is there a sense,
Francie in here, you already know it.
Democrats, but also among Republicans?
Let them know, Francie. I heard somebody talking
Dam
stupid.
is breaking here.
This must be the most popular.
I heard somebody in there talking stupid. Get them right, fam.
With it, there's no need to prick your finger for.
It really feels that way. Over the last days, when we found out that this subcommittee was convening, and particularly on the topic that we were meeting around, we planned to do this then. So I didn't know that was happening, but it does feel like not just a consistent drumbeat, right? But it's getting better that he's on this list. I think that we can all say that we all knew that also. But that he has been alerted, right? That he's been on the list, right? All of these leaks, these slow leaks, and then now our ability to actually access the files, I think is the dam breaking. Because I actually think that the real dam breaking are American people, right? This is one thing. Listen, we are in an attention economy. Every week something is happening that one-ups the thing that happened last week. I mean, let's be honest, right? We've seen, members of legislatures be assassinated. We've seen the president, have an assassination attempt. We've seen, so much that's happened. And then, add to that, just like the reconciliation bill, the cuts to Medicaid, the tax cuts, all of the executive orders that have been coming down, right? The fact that the American people have not been distracted by this one, right? All of the news that's been coming, every distraction that they've attempted to throw out, all it's done is made the American people more resolved for this level of transparency, right? It's made them more concerned that there's something that must be hidden, right? They must be covering up something if they're going to go to these lengths, promise to release. So it's actually, I think, the Americans that broke the dam.
That's real, Johnny Black.
It was them, their base consistently taking to social media, calling, letters, lobbying, right? That was the dam breaking.
I think that's such a good point. I mean, this is an issue that, yes, Trump is polling underwater on immigration, on the economy, on his tariffs and trade war, but those things pale in comparison. He's underwater negative 37 points on Epstein, and that's largely owed to the fact that he himself got into office on the back of this story, and he surrounded himself with people in his cabinet who staked their reputations on this story, on not allowing the government to continue covering up the heinous crimes of people who feel that they are completely immune to prosecution and unaccountable. And now they're doing the very thing that they claim to be railing against. When you have Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino secreting from the American people this idea that Trump is not in the Epstein files. If a president in the Democratic Party was in the same place as Republicans, do you think they really would want to hide this information? Or do you think that this is something that they would want to get out to the American people?
Right.
And finally, let's finish off with this.
He gets right to it, right? This is the corruption story, right? That nobody is supposed to be above the law. That, to take these, when average Joes, right? If an average person did something like this, right, you wouldn't see, all of the protections of the law. But that's why people don't trust this institution. Is why they don't trust our government, right? There's always just this idea that there is some, secret club where they get secret protections and they have secret laws that only they have to abide by. And there's other ones that the rest of us have to abide by. This is the one where people are really putting those, that puzzle piece together, right? Why should a president or a prince or anyone else be protected in ways that working class people never will be.
Right, and
finally,
that's exactly what you hear what that woman just said. That's what I've been saying this whole time. If it was me and you in this situation, they will cook us till we burn. But why the fact that it's those people and they can just be led out, fled out, went through all of this, all these stories, all of that. And people in here talking like I'm tripping or I'm talking too much or I'm trying to be this and be that. The point is that why is it not equal opportunity for all of us? Because if that shit would have came out against you and me, we would be cooked and done. But yet it came out against them. And they act like nobody cared about nothing that was going on. So it's very concerning that it lets me know in this world that we live in, you must be on a certain level to not have to worry about nothing. Oh, my bad. Let me say that again for the people in the back. You must be on a certain level to not have to worry about nothing. But even at that level, you still worried about something. Why? Because even at Trump's level, he's still worried now that the people are speaking about it, knowing that he can get off and do whatever he wants the way he wants to do it. But it's the fact that the people are speaking about it, and he still don't care. So as we saying it and understanding, we have to make sure we stay locked in with your boy Deala T. Heard no filters. To make sure that it's nothing but the love. Let me go over this for fam. Shout out to the white man with the $20 donation in the super chat. It's all love, fam. You know it's real. Shout out to Mona Thompson with the $5 donation in the cash out. It's all love. I appreciate you, family. Shout out to Lemmy with the $10 donation in the super chat yesterday. Shout out to you, love. You know it's real. Shout out to Mona Thompson with the $5 cash app today. Keeping it real, keeping it understood, and keeping it raw. And making sure we get it real. Real quick, I want y'all to understand we got the $2 raffle going down always. Shoot that to the cash app, the $2 raffle for the cash app, no filters. Letting you know that one of my family, females, will win a shirt. Something of the races of this, of basics of this for a woman in the fam, knowing that our females need it, and that's real. One female will definitely win a shirt of this liking right here. That's definitely going in the raffles. Let you know that this $2 raffles already pinned in the cash app, already in the donations, already at the top of the chat. So you know that one of my female fams will win this shirt, no filters, right here with your boy Deala T and all of that. And we keeping it going for my dogs, for my men in the building. You know that one of my men, one of my male fans, will keep it going and winning this shirt right here with the no filters, keeping it real with the $2 raffles in the donations. That one of my dogs will win this shirt right here, no filters, if your size and your liking. Always want you to know, fam, I appreciate you. I appreciate you hitting that like button, subscribing, because we cooking and making sure we all checked in. You already know it's in the chat, family. The donations in the chat for the cash app. $2 raffles in the chat for the cash app. It's all that. It's all real. I appreciate you, JC. Let's keep the party going. Let's go.
With this, and this is, I think we were kind of leading toward this anyway, but what would your message to voters out there be who predicated their vote, their support for Trump on this idea that he would, expose this criminality and end this corruption that happens at the hands of people who, again, view themselves as completely unaccountable? What's your message to those people in light of what we've found out now?
Trump has repeatedly
you already know what it is. You already know what it is. My dog, my people, my fam, Theo Sacco 69 with the $10 support in the super chat right now. Appreciate your family. It's love. You know we're going to keep the party going. Let's keep it going. You already know it's love. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. We keeping it going. We keeping it raw. We keeping it real. Let's go. Appreciate you, family. Theo Sacco.
Corrupt. This is the moment where he lied directly to you. He lied directly to you. He said that he would release these
Love,
files.
fam.
He said that this was a top issue. They have all intimated that holding child sex traffickers, child sexual abusers.
Shout out to A Doug with the cent 100 and the stickers. Love, family. I appreciate you. You know it.
The accountability for themselves, they went to hide it. They have to abide by, and there's other ones that the rest of us have to abide by. This is the one where people are really putting those, like that puzzle piece together, right? Why should a president or a prince or anyone else be protected in
what you mean, the real bando? Let me know what you said. The real lean mixed with what? Let me know.
These are
What
the
you mean, fam?
orthopedic insoles that people look forward to using. Yes, orthopedic insoles.
And finally, let's finish off with this. And this is, I think we were kind of leading toward this anyway. But what would your message to voters out there be who predicated their vote, their support for Trump on this idea that he would, expose this criminality and end this corruption that happens at the hands of people who, again, view themselves as completely unaccountable? What's your message to those people in light of what we've found out now?
Trump has repeatedly peddled conspiracy theories, lies. He has been blatantly corrupt. This is the moment where he lied.
Think about this for a second, family. And we FAM, we family in here, we fam. Think about this for a second. This woman works in Congress. This woman works with those people. She got her eyes open and didn't know if it quacked like a duck and it walked like a duck, it's a duck. She know it. That's why she's saying it. She said that man has repeatedly lied. That man has repeatedly done this and that. Why are they not firing him? The point I want you to understand is that at the end of the day, he's in office because the people want him in office. And I ain't talking about you and me. I'm talking about the elite. The elite wants him in office. That's why he's there. Because there ain't no way you can hear all these lies, corruption, all of this extra curriculum, all of this, oh my God, he's terrible, stuff with little kids, Epstein files, all of that. And ain't nothing gonna happen. He ain't worried about nothing. What you disagree with, Richard? Richard Ruiz? Richard Ruiz? What you agree with? Last name? Call you last name. What you disagree with? Because you can't disagree with they ain't doing nothing to Trump. Because they ain't doing nothing to him. That man knew his name was on the Epstein file since May. Nothing happened. Now they over here like, hey, he repeatedly lied. And this is a Congress lady right here talking. So she's definitely in the same work building with him. She like, he done did all the lies. He done did everything under the sun. And ain't nobody doing nothing to him. So shut up when you come in here talking. If you don't know what you're talking about. Watch your mother mouth. Because you don't know what you're talking about. Shout out to Professor C. Greetings. Shout out to you. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. We cooking in here. We want people to understand. You better shut up if you're not on the same page with me. Why? Because you're not a leader. You're a follower. Oh, no. Yeah, you. You a follower. You're not a leader. You wasn't born a leader. Shout out to Mr. Plumtree and family here. I appreciate you tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. We cooking. Are you a leader or a follower? Think about your life. Think about what the decisions you've made. Think about the people that's rock with you. Think about who you are today. Are you really a leader? Or are you a follower, fam? Admit it. It's okay. You might not have come in the world leading anything. You might have followed a lot of people. That's fine. You understand something, man? Some of the best right-hand men and left-hand men was followers that became leaders. Think about it. Even Frank Lucas was a follower. He was a right hand to Bumpy Johnson. Bumpy died. Frank Lucas became the man. The problem was Frank Lucas snitched on everything and everybody. So I'm just telling you, you can come in the world as a follower, your position, your life, your everything, but you can become a leader. Who are you? Tell me now, right now, family. FAM. You know I'm a leader. Victor in the building. What's up with you? You already know. Victor in here, my fam. Hey, Professor C, tell them now. Are you a leader or are you a follower? And make sure that you be real, because when you type it in our house, all of our families see what you said. Oh yeah, everybody see what you said. Are you a leader? Are you a follower? You stand on business or you stand for nothing? And I feel sorry for you, because if you got kids and you stand for nothing, your kids is going to be out here just looking for something to do, because they don't know what to stand for. They don't know what to stand on. They don't know the position they should be in. Let me tell you something. Even if you a strong parent, aggressive parent, or just a parent just says, I want my kids to be this type of way, shout out to you. Why? Because you have a way for them to lead. You have a way for them to follow. You have a way. You know how many of y'all or how many people out here don't have a way for their kids to go? For their kids to lead? For their kids to follow? They have no direction, stupid. And you out here talking to everybody like you the leader. You at your job talking shit like you that guy or that woman. You talk that shit to your job people, but then you get home and talk that other stuff to your fam. Oh, let me say that again for the people in the back that's imitating a position out here. Boy, you faking. Girl, you faking. Stop. Stop today. You heard with Deala T. There's no filter. Stop today. Stop faking today. Know that you're a leader or a follower. Which one are you? Stop today. Because once you become real within yourself and knowing who you are as a leader or a follower, you will get ready for that next stage. Because if you're a follower, you will get ready to lead. And if you're a leader, you'll get ready to become a god. King, queen, more. You become more. Ring C says, I'm both a leader and a follower. Shout out to you, Ring C. Shout out to you. Why? Because as a leader, you can still find times where you need to follow people that know more than your dumb ass. Just because you the leader don't mean you know everything. Huh? Shout out to Ring C says, I'm both the leader and the follower. Because as a leader, you can lead. But there's some things you might not know that you need to shut up and listen and follow the yellow brick road so you can learn whatever that is to tell the followers that's following your dumb ass. Better open up your damn eyes and your ears here. You heard with Deala T and no feature. Ring C, I appreciate you. Please hit that like button, subscribe, you family today. Right now, FAM, you family, Ring C. That's what I'm talking about here at No Filters. We family. We will inform, enlighten, and bring information. And I appreciate you, Ring C, for doing that, because that's the realest thing I could ever say today to my family here with Deala T and No Filters. Let's go.
Directly to you. He lied directly to you. He said that he would release these files. these when average Joes, right? If an average person did something like this, right, you wouldn't see, you know.
I appreciate you, Shreen. See, it's all love, family.
Trust this institution is why they don't trust our government, right?
Ivan Drago, it's love, family. I appreciate you.
There is some, you know, secret club where they get secret protections and they have secret laws that only they have to abide by, and there's other ones that the rest of us have to abide by.
In the Epstein files. If a president in the Democratic Party was in the same place as Republicans, do you think they really would want to hide this information, or do you think that this is something that they would want to get out to the American people? And finally, let's finish off with this.
I mean, it gets right to it, right? This is the corruption story, right? That nobody is supposed to be above the law. That, you know, to take these when average Joes, right? If an average person did something like this, right, you wouldn't see.
What's up, Derek and Eric? What's up, Philip and her?
That's why people.
What's up, Eric Evers? I see you, Shadow Band.
Right. There's always just this idea that there is something.
Hit that like button, subscribe right now, family. We cooking.
They have secret laws that only they have to abide by, and there's other ones that the rest of us have to abide by. This is the one where people are really putting those, like, that puzzle piece together, right? Why should a president or a prince or anyone else be protected in ways that working class people never will be?
And finally, let's finish off with this. And this is, I think we were kind of.
Tell them Theo Sacco 69. Tell them Theo. I ain't gonna say your whole name no more, fam. You fam. Tell them Theo. What's wrong with that man?
Trump on this idea.
What?
That he would, you know, expose this criminality.
And see, you know, all of the protections of the law, but that's why people trust this institution.
Bunny Taylor, you know it's all that, fam. I appreciate you, family.
Just this idea that there is something, you know.
Odin, Gene. That's what we doing. I appreciate you. It's love.
And there's other ones that the rest of us have to abide by. This is the one where people are really putting those, like, that puzzle piece together, right? Why should a president or a prince or anyone else be protected in ways that working class people never will be?
You need love.
Let's finish off with this, and this is
Donovan in the building.
This anyway. But what would your message to voters
Shadow
out there
Band is real,
who predicated their vote, their support for Trump on this idea that he would, you know, expose this criminality and end this corruption that happens at the hands of people who, again, view themselves as completely unaccountable? What's your message to those people in light of what we've found out now?
Trump has repeatedly peddled conspiracy theories, lies. He has been blatantly corrupt. This is the moment where he lied directly to you. He lied directly to you. He said that he would release these files. He said that this was a top issue.
I appreciate it, Odin John. You know it's love always. Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock. We cooking.
Accountable, but when the rubber met the road, they would not do it. When they were afraid that there would be accountability for themselves, they went to hide it. So we have a responsibility. If you lie about this, what else are they lying about? I think that those of us who are, of course, maybe not on that side recognize more of the lies. But for those who may be real,
what's up with your hands, Zabosky? Cooking, we cooking.
This is the real one, right? This is the one.
Right.
Hit that like button, subscribe, love. You know it's family.
Right?
Adrian, what's up, my G?
But we have to believe that about him.
Well, Congresswoman, I appreciate the fight that you brought to this issue today and not letting it fall by the wayside, even despite the fact that Republicans are trying to throw everything at the wall to get us not to pay attention to the Epstein files, from cane sugar and Coca-Cola all the way up to arresting Barack Obama and even relitigating Hillary's emails right now in 2025. So again, thank you for fighting in the Oversight Committee as you have. Congratulations on getting this.
That's the real fam.
And I appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate yours.
That's the real family. And that's the extra real about knowing about what's real. Why? Because at the end of the day, we have to make sure we understand what's real. We got to make sure that we know what's going on. This is so vital and so serious because at the end of the day, nobody's bringing this information. Why? Because it's your boy Deala T. Here, no filters. And we keeping it going. Let's go.
Watching the legal breakdown, Glenn, we've got major news right now, and that is the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche is currently meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell and her.
Shout out to you, Philip. I appreciate you. You know it's love.
So the question swirling around right now is that if the DOJ is meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell before Congress has the ability to speak with Ghislaine Maxwell, what do they have the ability to do if, for example, Maxwell might have information that compromises the President of the United States?
Hit that like button,
So, Brian,
subscribe,
by
family. We
sending one of
cooking.
Donald Trump's former criminal defense attorneys, Todd Blanche, now Deputy Attorney General, to the prison to see Ghislaine Maxwell, what they have the opportunity to do is mold her story in a way that doesn't incriminate Donald Trump.
You're watching The Legal Breakdown, Glenn. We've got major news right now, and that is the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche is currently meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell and her attorneys in federal prison. And so the question swirling around right now is that if the DOJ is meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell before Congress has the ability to speak with Ghislaine Maxwell, what do they have the ability to do if, for example, Maxwell might have information that compromises the President of the United States?
So, Brian, by sending one of Donald Trump's former criminal defense attorneys, Todd Blanche, now Deputy Attorney General, to the prison to
That's real corn
Ghislaine
plum 80. I
Maxwell,
appreciate
what
you.
they
Hit that
have
like
the
button, subscribe. We
opportunity to
cooking,
do
fam.
is mold her story in a way that doesn't incriminate Donald Trump. Because, let's get down to brass tacks. Trump put people like Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche and Emil Bove into the highest positions at the Department of Justice to be loyal to him, to take care of him, to protect him.
That's what I
and
said.
To do his bidding as necessary. Remember, Todd Blanche went into court every day in New York when Donald Trump was being criminally prosecuted for committing 34 felony crimes. And Todd Blanche every day looked that jury in the eye.
Shout out to Bunny Taylor, said you went to subscribe and you was already on it. Ha ha! You know it's love, family. I'm with you. I appreciate you, fam.
To be a criminal defense attorney and do what defense attorneys are obligated to do, represent the interests of their client, even when their client is guilty as sin, as Donald Trump was. But that was his job. That was his mission. That was his purpose. Now, he's still loyal to Donald Trump. And he is the one, a high government official, not a DOJ lawyer or prosecutor, but a political appointee who used to be Donald Trump's defense attorney, is going to go and sit down with Ghislaine Maxwell. Do you really think, Brian, is there anybody gullible enough to believe that Todd Blanche is going to be like, listen, we need you to truthfully tell us about any information that might incriminate my boss, Donald Trump? Of course not. So here's the problem. They will get to mold whatever it is Ghislaine Maxwell says in a way that doesn't incriminate Donald Trump. And once they lock her into that account, by promising
that's what I
her
said, Bunny.
something in return, let me tell you, this is what we do as prosecutors when we sit down with somebody who's been charged with a crime, indicted
10
for
to
a crime,
777, I'm with you.
for a crime, sentenced for a crime, and is looking for a benefit from the prosecutors, from the government. We sit down with them and we say, okay, what truthful information do you have about the crimes of others that we may be able to use to investigate and hold accountable other folks who have committed crimes? And Brian, if and only if somebody in Ghislaine Maxwell's position provides what we can corroborate is truthful information about the crimes of others, will we ever consider giving them a benefit for that information? But as you can imagine, people like Ghislaine Maxwell, who are serving 20
Shout out to Brooklyn.
prison
That's
terms,
real. It is a
have
cover up.
every incentive to.
This is why I canceled my
And
DoorDash.
we know it.
Switched to Cooking Feed after months spending way too much on DoorDash. I got bored of.
We know it's a
anything
cover
that
up.
They believe the prosecutor or the person, a political appointee like Todd Blanche sitting in front of them, wants to hear. Why? Because they have the power to reduce her sentence or ask a court to reduce her sentence, and they have the power to say, we will ask the president to pardon you if you say the right things. I'm being cynical here, but come on. are going to act in good faith as honest brokers of the facts if those facts incriminate Donald Trump. And Brian, once she's locked into whatever story she and Todd Blanche agree to in this little
is that
sit-down
all that?
they're going to have, then
is that
Congress
you right there,
can certainly
XL?
subpoena her, can have her.
Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get real. I need to know what family you all thinking here. I need to know if you understand that the Epstein files don't even matter. It's the fact that we know now that Trump and Epstein had a relationship. Everything was more than what you thought it wasn't. And now that we know is that real, we exposing everything here with your boy. Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. with your boy, Deala T. And this is No Filters. I appreciate you, family. Good night.